You don't notice it at first. That's the cruel part. There's no dramatic ending, no final argument where doors slam and voices echo. No cinematic goodbye where one of you walks away in slow motion while the other breaks down. No, it's quieter than that. It starts with a message that comes a little later than usual, then a reply that feels shorter, colder. Like something's missing, but you can't quite name what. And your mind, desperate to protect you, says, she's just busy. So you believe it because the truth is harder to swallow. There was a time when she couldn't wait to talk to you. You remember it clearly. Her messages weren't just replies, they were energy. She'd double text, triple text, send you random thoughts at 2 a.m., memes, voice notes, little pieces of her day she didn't share with anyone else. You weren't just someone in her life. You were part of her life. You were the first person she told things to. And somehow, without realizing it, you became the last person she thinks about now. At first, you try to fix it. You text more. You become funnier, more attentive, more available. You think, maybe if I just show her how much I care, things will go back to how they were. But here's the truth no one tells you. You can't compete with someone's fading interest. Because when someone starts emotionally leaving, they've already left in ways you can't see. Now your conversations feel forced. You're the one carrying them. You ask questions. She gives answers. Short ones, dry ones, polite ones. And that's when it hits you, not like a punch, but like a slow realization creeping in. She's no longer with you. She's just responding to you. You start overthinking everything. Her tone, her timing, her words. You reread old chats, trying to find the exact moment things changed. Was it something you said, something you didn't say? Did you become too available, too predictable, too easy? And the more you think, the more your mind spirals into one painful question. When did I stop being enough? But here's the thing, it was never about you being not enough. It was about her no longer seeing you the same way. And that shift, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens in silence, in small emotional withdrawals, in moments where she slowly stops choosing you, even while still talking to you. Then comes the phase where she's busy, always busy, too busy to call, too tired to talk, too distracted to engage, but not too busy for everything else. You see her online, posting, laughing, living, just not with you. And that's when confusion turns into pain. Because now you realize it's not that she can't give you attention, it's that she doesn't want to. And still, you stay because you remember who she was. You hold on to that version of her like it's still real. Like if you just wait long enough, love hard enough, she'll come back, but she doesn't. Instead, something worse happens. She becomes distant. Not cold enough to leave, not warm enough to stay, just somewhere in between. And that space, that's where people get stuck. Because you're not together, but you're not fully gone either. You exist in her life like background noise, familiar, but not important. And then one day, you stop texting first, not as a game, not to test her, but because you're tired. Tired of trying, tired of guessing, tired of feeling like you're the only one holding something that's already fallen apart. So you wait, and that's when the truth reveals itself. Hours pass, then a day, then two, and your phone stays silent. No message, no, hey, what's up? No, are you okay? Nothing. Just silence. And in that silence, something inside you breaks. Not loudly, but deeply. Because now you know. If you disappear, she doesn't come looking. That's the moment. The exact moment. When you become a ghost in her life. It's not when she blocks you. Not when she says goodbye. Not even when she stops loving you. It's when your absence doesn't change anything for her. You start to see it clearly now. You were holding on to memories. She was moving on in real time. You were trying to rebuild something she had already let go of, and suddenly everything makes sense. Why her replies got shorter. Why her energy changed. Why conversations felt empty. Why you felt alone, even when talking to her. Because you weren't talking to the same person anymore. You were talking to someone who had already emotionally checked out. That realization, it hurts. More than rejection. More than a breakup. Because at least rejection is clear. This is slow disappearance. And the hardest part? You start questioning your own worth. You think, if I meant so much, how could she just let me fade? But listen carefully. People don't always leave because you lacked value. Sometimes they leave because they stopped recognizing it. And that's not something you can fix. Not with effort, not with love, not with patience, because attention given unwillingly is never real. So what do you do now? Do you fight for her, chase her, try one last time? No. Because here's the truth, most people learn too late. The moment you feel like a ghost is the moment you should walk away. Not to prove something, not to make her miss you, but to respect yourself. Because staying where you're no longer valued is the fastest way to lose yourself. You deserve conversations that feel alive. You deserve presence, effort, interest, not confusion, not guessing, not emotional breadcrumbs. And yes, walking away hurts. It feels like giving up, like losing something important. But you're not losing her. You're losing the version of her that no longer exists. And holding on to that illusion, that's what's really destroying you. So you let go, not instantly, not perfectly, but gradually. You stop checking your phone, stop rereading old chats, stop hoping she'll suddenly come back. And something strange happens. The silence that once hurt you starts to heal you. You begin to see things differently. You realize how much energy you were pouring into someone who wasn't pouring anything back. You realize how much of yourself you abandoned just to stay connected to her. And slowly, you come back to yourself. Because becoming a ghost in someone's life isn't the end of your story. It's the moment your real story begins. The moment you stop chasing attention and start choosing peace. The moment you stop begging for connection and start building self-worth. The moment you understand that love isn't supposed to feel like disappearing. One day she might remember you out of nowhere, a song, a place, a memory. And for a brief second, she might wonder where you went. But by then, you won't be a ghost anymore. You'll be someone who walked away from being invisible and became someone unforgettable. Because the truth is, you didn't lose her. You lost the version of yourself that was willing to settle for less than you deserved. And that's not a loss. That's freedom.